I was basically a cameraman for myself, and I didn't know that's how it worked. I gave heads up to my director that I had 2 takes. The more grittiness of the emotion gets lost in video game. I wish more could have come through.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Behind the Voice Reacts. Today I'm joined by Masumi, who voiced Naoe in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and together we'll be taking a look at some of the scenes from the game.
No. No. I kept too much from you in the music.
This is gonna make me cry.
Together. Always.
I always cry when I see that scene.
Yeah, that's a very powerful scene.
You want to keep it real and raw, so I gave heads up to my director that I only had 2 in me, 2 takes. Because usually these scenes you do over and over and over and over again, and sometimes you kind of run dry with your emotions, and I really didn't want that to happen with this one. This was the toughest scene to get with mocap and the PCAP with the camera. I actually needed to crawl, and these cameras are very sensitive, so I couldn't have them move, because if it moves, then we had to time out, and then we had to take 10 minutes to recalibrate. In that 10 minutes, I'm gonna have to keep my emotion up, right? So I was basically a cameraman for myself, and I didn't know that's how it worked. It gets to that scene where Naoe lays her head on Dad, but then I have this helmet, and I was like, are you sure you want me to lay my head, because my camera is probably gonna move? But they needed that, and they needed the whole scene to be in sequence. They couldn't cut it. I didn't know this either. So the moment where I lay my head, I was like, don't F this up. I was so glad when that worked out. Having enormous emotions and kind of keeping it inside and not showing it too much. And that wasn't what they were looking for. They were looking for big outward aggression. And then every time after the shoot, whether that was cinematic or VO, I just had to go back to the hotel or back to my house, and I would just sleep for like hours because it just completely drained me.
When you got the role, were you more into like, okay, let me research this franchise?
It wasn't about how big the video game was, but it was really about what is this character? What can I bring to this character? It's a Japanese history that actually happened, right? That was so much bigger to me.
I will kill you too.
You will try. The blade. It is you. Kill her. Now.
I definitely remember like the scene where he had to choke me. And I think he couldn't really choke me because the mocap, you know, it's more like miming from afar. That fight scene was pretty simple, actually. It didn't take too long. Yeah. All the really cool ninja moves are definitely done by the stunts, and they were amazing.
Did you ever decided to go a little bit off script?
Unless I really, really wanted it, I didn't edit any of the lines. But a lot of times we did change around the stuff because they would be rewrites in the stories, and you know, we would have all the discussions before the shoot on the day of.
He saved us. He did bad things, but so did you. So if you kill him now, then you have to hand the katana to me next. I'll do it. I'll really do it.
I didn't know. Forgive me.
I already did.
Crying through this whole interview. These are the moments where I'm like, I wish people got to see the actors actually acting, because the humanity or the, you know, the more grittiness of the emotion gets lost in video game when it's into a character, right? I wish it like more could have come through. Being sort of movie and TV actor first, because we have close-ups in movies, obviously, and you pick up all of the small details, and you can't do that so much with mocap. And even when you put that into a video game character, a lot of the small stuff gets lost. With what I now know, in the next project, I would have to always know to do more. Can I do more with this kind of really layered, heavy emotions? I'm not sure. This was a very meaningful project for me, and I think I gave myself to the bones, and it was a lot for me. And then seeing how much of it gets translated and how much works well in certain scenes and what doesn't work in a certain scene, what I realize is that there's a lot of challenges in acting in video game.
If you're enjoying this video so far, consider subscribing to this channel because you can watch the entire conversation with Masumi along with over 100 plus interviews of actors from your favorite video games as part of Behind the Voice podcast. So consider subscribing and turning the notification bell icon so that you do not miss a single upload. And now let's jump back into the reaction.
Vengeance is a war pool. We've both been caught in its spiral. It stops here. After what you have done to me and to my father, so you will not forgive you. Unless I do first.
Actually, this is the first time I'm seeing that scene, because I just did it in mocap, but I never got to see it. So
Wow.
I like a lot of memories came back. I'm such a crybaby, so I like cry almost at all emotional scenes. I remember like where I had to, do the almost killing him and then kind of being aware of the camera again, because every time I get emotional, like I forget that I can't, I'm just used to moving my entire body, and then the head just cannot be moved that much. So, but honestly, when I know that I'm shooting something emotional, like day and night, I'm thinking about this. I don't give myself a lot of break. Maybe like while I'm eating or when I go for a walk, I would try to give myself a break, but then I'm constantly building up the emotion. So when we shoot, I have all of this massive emotion. This whole topic about war and the Sanguk period really made me think about like loyalty and betrayal and all these things that my ancestors had to go through at this time, and to see where Naoe ends up getting to, which is where she forgives him. That was a big moment for me as well as Naoe. Avi, you've been so great. Thank you for your time and the very thoughtful questions. I really enjoyed the time.